Welcome to New Sky TV Hot Official Announcement. The news of Zhai Yiying and Wang Yilei's third collaboration, the new drama Love Will Tell, officially starting filming immediately topped the platform's pre-order charts with almost no pre-release hype. It wasn't a marketing blitz, audiences had simply waited too long. Their third collaboration, from sweet to heart-wrenching, from ambiguous relationships to fighting side by side, this time they bring their chemistry to the chaotic Republican era rife with gunfire and lies. The fake traitor Yilei's premise inherently carries high tension. He appears to be a traitor, stigmatized and despised by everyone, a favorite of the puppet government. She comes from a prominent family, her identity shrouded in mystery, seemingly weak yet cunning and calculating. The two test each other at the same table, brush past each other on the same street, each glance concealing unspoken truths and the ever-present threat of exposure. Love here isn't sweetness, but a knife. Zhai Yiying's performance this time has been privately praised by many industry insiders as a significant upgrade. She no longer relies on tears and lines to create emotion, but instead uses restrained pauses and tense breathing to convey the character's danger and clarity. That dark green velvet cheongsam doesn't conceal allure, but rather a calm readiness to retaliate at any moment. She stands there like a carefully concealed chess piece, quiet, yet deadly. Wang Yilei's character is even more ruthless. The fake traitor isn't a simple character reversal, but requires sustained psychological pressure. His gaze is always a beat behind, and his smile never reaches his eyes. Wearing a suit from pre-war British stockpiles, he's like a rogue bound by the times. The more restrained he is, the more dangerous he becomes. Some say he finally imbued restraint with weight this time. Even more captivating is the unspoken trust between them. There are no cloying confessions, no direct intimacy, only a glance when guns are pointed at each other, a half step closer when identities are about to be exposed. The sweetness isn't about showering each other with sugar, but about confirming each other's side in the moment of chaos. The production team's meticulous attention to detail provided fertile ground for the genuine emotions portrayed. The one replica of 1940s street scenes, with their dim lights, weathered walls, and gleaming old rickshaws, firmly immersed the characters in the era. Against this backdrop, every moment of heart-fluttering felt both luxurious and authentic. The third collaboration wasn't repetition, but rather an advancement. Love Will Tell clearly wasn't content with simply being a funny drama. It aimed to prove that what truly captivates audiences isn't formulaic plots, but rather the choices characters make in extreme circumstances. Even more remarkably, this chemistry didn't allow Zhai Yiying to be overshadowed by the CP label. On the contrary, she switched seamlessly between different co-stars while maintaining a distinct personal style. Audiences didn't remember who's female lead, but rather Zhai Yiying-style characters. She knew how to restrain herself in intimate scenes and amplify emotional scenes, making the relationship an extension of the character, not just a gimmick. Wang Yilei did the same. After 3 collaborations, he went from being questioned about his suitability for romance to being recognized as an emotional stabilizer. He excels at acting beyond the lines. A slightly forward-leaning posture, a deliberately maintained safe distance, all speak for the character. This acting style is especially valuable in the high-pressure narrative of Love Will Tell. The more understated, the more breathtaking it becomes because of this. The chemistry in Love Will Tell is no longer the typical chase and hide of sweet romance dramas, but a relationship aesthetic of mutual checks and balances, where each is a bargaining chip. They didn't meet for the sake of romance, but were forced to choose whether to trust each other in a chaotic world rife with espionage. Love became a high-risk investment. It's worth noting that the third collaboration didn't diminish the freshness. Instead, it allowed the audience to witness the growth of both actors. The first time, they handled it well. The second time, they were relaxed and natural. The third time, they carried it off. The complexity of the characters, the density of emotions, and the subtle nuances in their performances all upgraded simultaneously. This gradual collaboration is rare in the fast-paced short drama market. Judging from market feedback, the surge in pre-orders was no accident. Audiences are no longer just paying for memorable scenes, but are beginning to anticipate a relationship that can withstand scrutiny, and a cast of actors who can support each other. When the hype dies down, what remains are often these: the more you watch, the more you appreciate pairings. So the question might not be whether Love Will Tell can create another blockbuster, but rather, when a fake traitor meets a real heiress, when trust becomes the highest risk, Can they truly make their love survive to the last episode? It is precisely this almost self-destructive dedication that gives the word versatile weight to her. She doesn't adapt to the market by creating a persona, but rather adapts to the role with her body and emotions. Viewers may not remember how many injuries she sustained for each scene, but they can genuinely feel that unyielding vitality on screen, a quality that cannot be replicated by templates. Therefore, when Love Will Tell landed in the Republican-era spy drama genre, Zhai Yilei wasn't entering the game by chance, but rather considered a rare safe bet in this genre. Narratives set in turbulent times require actors to possess dual abilities, to bear the weight of the era while simultaneously conveying a high density of emotions within the pacing of a vertical screen. She perfectly embodies both. A single glance can shift perspectives, a pause is enough to make the audience aware of approaching danger. The industry is rapidly differentiating itself. AI screenwriters can efficiently produce structure, but cannot generate breadth. Popular actors can generate buzz, but may not be able to carry the role. The casting logic of Love Will Tell is, to some extent, anti-algorithmic, choosing actors with sustainable potential and the ability to refine their craft, rather than one-off sensationalism. The combination of Zhai Yiying and Wang Yilei is precisely at the intersection of popularity and talent. Even more intriguing is that these poor-style actors are quietly reshaping the aesthetics of short dramas. When authenticity is revalued, when breaths, hesitations, and distractions are preserved as part of the performance, the audience begins to realize, short does not equal shallow, fast can also be heavy. Therefore, the real highlight of Love Will Tell may not just be a love story in a chaotic world, but a test of the industry's direction, between algorithms, capital and creativity. Who will have the last laugh? However, this personalized expression is facing the impact of homogenization. Zhai Yiying alone has starred in 2 contract romance dramas and 3 reconciled broken relationships dramas this year. Whether Love Will Tell can break free from the mold will depend on the complexity of Wang Yilei's fake traitor character. His portrayal of Shen Pinan requires him to maintain a cold-blooded persona while also revealing the struggles of an undercover agent during interrogation scenes. This layered approach was already evident in his representative work, Her Day and Night, where he played 2 roles. Zhai Yiying and Wang Yilei's 3 collaborations seem to validate a new logic in the short drama industry. As the traffic formula gradually loses its effectiveness, consistently cultivating the content value of a single couple may be better than frequently changing partners. Their collaborative history forms a progressive relationship, from modern suspense to ancient costume romance, and then to Republican-era spy drama. The range of themes always serves to accumulate the actors' chemistry. However, controversy also arises. Will this locked-in model exacerbate the resource monopoly of top actors? When male actors like Shu Tong and Li Yuhan consistently create chemistry with Zhai Yiying, should the industry bet on professionalized pairings or versatility? The successful pairing of Liu Xiaoxu and Wang Xiaoyi in Undercurrents, a completely new combination, seems to confirm that a high-quality script is key. There's an easily overlooked detail in Love Will Tell. The slit height of Zhai Yiying's Zhuang Sam strictly adheres to the standards of 1930s socialites, neither overly conservative nor frivolous. This delicate balance reflects the current state of the short drama industry, how to find a balance between historical authenticity and the aesthetics of young audiences, how to prevent chemistry from becoming formulaic, may become a more intriguing topic than viewership figures. When Zhai Yiying lights a kerosene lamp on set, writing in the Dawn newspaper as an Oliveris, is she also portraying the duality of short dramas? One side is the shell of a fast-moving consumer product, the other yearning to leave behind a flickering yet stubborn light like a kerosene lamp wick. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.